Welcome back to Social Science class. I am your Naveen. Today we are going to talk on women's in India. What were the women's problems were they, and how it has been erected now. The status of women in India has been subjected many great changes over the past few million. From the status of men in ancient times, though the low points of the medieval period, to the promotion of equal rights by many reformers, the history of women in India has been eventful. In modern India, women have adjourned the office of India, including the President, Prime Minister, Speaker, Lok Sabha, and the leader of the opposition. The government has started the Women and Children Development Program Department in order to improve women education and status. Though various measures taken, the government seeks to improve the status, health, and education of the woman. Many programs have been implemented: curb child marriage system, dowry prohibition act, compulsory education are implemented as means of empowering women. The government of Karnataka has implemented Sri Shakti program, through which self-help group of women are formed and fostered as a means of social progress. Various cooperative formations like Sri Shakti self-help groups, association of self-help groups have been formed. Women Commission have been established at national and state to address various issues of women. Attempts are made to provide reservation at state and national legislature body. Women reservation has already been provided. Local bodies. Women reservation also provide the government recruitments. In India, Indira Gandhi was the first Prime Minister for a long time. Ms. Pratibha Patil was one of the President of India. Many women have performed various roles as ambassador, governors, minister, chief minister, and many others have influential position and have performed well. The success of women has been inspirational for many women. So history of the Indian, we have to say, scholars believe that in ancient India the woman enjoyed equal status with men in all fields of life. Rigveda verses suggest that the women married at a mature age and were probably free to select their husband. There are very few texts specifically dealing with the role of woman. An important exception is Sri Dharma Padatti of Trayambaka Ejwan, that is an official at Tanjavur around. Although reformatory movements such as Jainism allowed to women to be admitted to the religious order by and large, the woman India has conflict and restriction. The practice child marriages is believed to have started from around 6th century. In medieval period, we can say what is the condition of woman means the Indian woman's position of society further dethroned. During the medieval period, when sati among some communities, child marriage and ban of widow remarriage become part of social life among some communities in India. In spite of these conditions, some women excel the fields of politics, literature, education, and religion. Historical practices says that tradition among the communities such as Sati, Jauha, Devdasi have been banned and are largely defunct in modern India. However, some cases of these practices are still found in remote parts of India. The furda is still practiced by Indian women among some communities, and child marriage remains prevalent despite it being a legal practice, especially under current Indian laws. What is this sati? Sati is a old, largely defunct custom among some communities in which the widow was immolated alive her husband's funeral fire. Although The act was supposed to be voluntarily on the widow's part. It is believed have been sometimes forced on the widow. It was established by the British in the year of 1829. There have been announced around 40 reported cases of sati since independence. In 1987, Roop Khanwa case of Rajasthan led to Commission of Sati Act. Johar refers to practice of voluntary immolation of all the wives and daughters of defeated warriors in order to avoid the capture, the conquest of molestation by the enemy. The practice was followed by the wives of defeat Rajput rulers, who were known to place a high premium on honor. Furda is the practice among the communists of requiring women to cover their bodies so such cover their skin and conical of their form. It imposes the restriction on the mobility of women, crucials their right to interact freely, and a symbol of the subordination of women. It does not reflect the religious teaching of either Hinduism or Islam, contrary to common belief, although misconception has occurred due to ignorance and prejudice of religious leaders both face. Devadasi system. Devadas is a large practice in some parts of southern India in which women are married a deity or temple. The ritual was established by the 10th century. In later period, the illegitimate sexual exploitation of the Devadasis become a norms in some parts of India. Crime against women, police record shows the incidence crimes women in India. The National Crime Records Bureau reported 1998 the growth of rate of crimes against women would be higher than the population growth rate of 2010. Earlier, many cases were not registered with the police due to social stigma attached to rape and molestation cases. Official statistics show that there was have been a dramatic increase in number of reported crimes against women. Some other crimes we can say as here, that is acid throwing, sexual harassment, dowry, child marriage, female infanticide and sex selective abortions, domestic violence, trafficking, health, you teasing, sanitation. This and all we are going to cover in our sociology chapter. Acid throwing incidents, you can see the Thomas Requires Foundation survey says that India is the fourth most dangerous place in the world for women to live as women belonging to any class, caste or creed, any religion can be victims of this cruel form of violence. In India, acid attacks on women would dare to refuse a man proposal of marriage or asked her out divorce area are the main form of revenge. Acid is as cheap and easily available, and it is the quickest way to destroy woman's life. The number of acid attacks have been rising in India. Dowry, one more social evil. It is in 1961 the government of India passed Dowry Prohibition Act, making the dowry demands in wedding arrangement illegal. However, many cases of dowry related to domestic violence, suicide, and murders have been reported in 1980s. Numerous such as cases were reported in 1985. Dowry prohibition, maintenance of list of the present to the bride and bridegroom rules were formed. According to these rules, a signed list of presents given at the time of marriage to the bride and bridegroom should be maintained here. In India, one woman is murdered for dowry every 20 minutes. It's sad to say the news this. Child marriage has been traditionally prevented in India and countries up to these days. Historically, young girls would leave their parents until they puberty, reached the age. In the past, the child widows were condemned to life a great agony, shaving heads, living in isolation, and shunned by the society. Although the child marriage was outlawed in the 1860, it is still a common process. Is the these are the main problems of the in India, we can say. But however, the what are the these things was there that has come into the little low. Already I said the women are participating in every field. Hope for the best it will be going to the solve all the problems, and women can rock on a India. Thank you for being on. Thank you for watching video. Thank you. Have a great day ahead. And moreover, I will be talking of the child marriage and all those things in sociology lesson. Up to this, stay tuned to GJs. Have a great day ahead.